Now, is this your day? I commend you for all of your good educational standing to be allowed this opportunity. I applaud you for your quest for knowledge into the United States of America's government process. Women before you have struggled and sacrificed for the freedom to vote, run for office, own property, and serve in the armed forces, to list a few. But women have died defending the United States of America's Constitution that define our government and those freedoms. Now I challenge you to step up this week and make a difference. All it takes is one day, or maybe just one act, to prove to yourself you have what it takes. You can feel the strength in your voice, even though your heart's pounding, or your hands are sweaty, your palms are tingling. You are just as capable of inspiring citizenship in other women. Trust me, women before you have laid the foundation, and they've left a path that is wide and marked well. Whether your course takes you down worldly paths, or to our nation's capital, or closer to home, I would expect everyone to be familiar with our government affairs. Our nation's security and prosperity rest upon those knowledgeable of our freedoms, rights, and custom. No one is immune, and every vote carries the same power. Make informed decisions and make your voice heard. Servicemen and women from all branches of service have sacrificed and died for you to have a choice, a voice, and a vote. Make their sacrifices worthy by being informed, responsible American citizens, and cherish all of your freedoms, and never take it for granted that we will always have them, and continue to respect our sovereign nation's flag, indivisible, with justice and liberty for all. Thank you, and may God bless the United States of America. Now, I told him up here, but I lost my hearing in Iraq, so if I can't understand your question, they're going to have to repeat it for me. My daughter usually translates for me, but she's way up there.
As a successful woman in the military, what advice would you give somebody who wants to go through the military as a woman? Like, what advice to succeed?
Okay, and I would say there's two things, okay? And this is just, my preference is go to college first and go in as an officer, because you have a lot more opportunities to lead if you go in as an officer. It's one thing pushing a broom, it's another thing leading troops. And the second thing is you need to be physically fit, okay? And if you're not physically fit, you need to pick a branch of service like finance that doesn't carry a 60-pound ruck around, okay? Thank you.
First of all, I would like to say thank you for protecting our freedoms and for doing what you do every day. You're truly
It's my honor. It's my privilege.
And secondly, I would like to ask if you could, give us all any advice on, what to do. I want to go into the military, but it has always, made me nervous. People have always said, well, if you're a woman, you can't do that. I've always heard from, boys that I go to school with, kind of joking, you're a girl, you shouldn't be in the military. What do you have advice for us girls when we hear that from people?
I was also told that I wasn't college material, and I'm working on I've got my 4 degrees, okay? So when anyone tells you that you can't do it, you show them differently. But I will tell you, there's a lot of women that are now serving in the Navy that was never allowed on ships before, and submarines. There's a lot of female pilots that was never allowed to fly before. Things are changing, you know. And the only thing that I would maybe put a caveat on is I went in combat arms. I wanted to be one of those tough women. I went in combat arms to begin with. Well, there's not a lot of career progressions for females in combat arms because it's very limited. But there's two other completely, you know, combat support and combat service support. There is, you know, hundreds of branches that women have all the chances in the world to command at and lead troops in. Okay.
Hi, I'm Kim Simmerkamp, and I was wondering, did you find it hard when you first started into the military to have the men in the military take you seriously as a leadership, as being their boss, being in charge of them? Was that difficult, or did they take you seriously from the start?
Well, you know, I mean, each year you get better. I mean, if you ever come back and did this again, you would get better at it. So the more opportunities and the more chances you have to lead people and to give orders and to take charge, the more confidence you get in yourself, okay? I honestly, for 6 years, until I went to war, I thought I was a mediocre officer. I really did. And then I went to war and I found out that there is no hardship that I can't endure. There is no enemy that I can't beat, you know, and what I found out is it was all inside me all along, but I just had to prove it to myself. Now, so what you do is you take the rank that you got, you know, just like whatever leadership position you got, and you say, you know what, I'm in charge. You may not like it because I'm a woman, but I'm in charge, okay?
Yes.
Hello, I, as someone that particularly loves traveling, what are those monuments, or not even necessarily monuments, just sites from other countries that you feel incredibly blessed to have seen due to the military? Like, just if you had to pick one or two, just one that you're, sorry.
Well, you know, and this is kind of, you know, this is kind of prejudice again, but I really like Europe the best because I could read what was the name of the monument, okay? When I went to Scotland, I backpacked, I trekked the Highlands, and I went up to the Highlands and they've never been conquered. You know, no one has ever, in the castles in there were absolutely immaculate. And that's the whole thing about Europe. When we think we're an old country, you ought to go to some of those castles that have been around for 400 decades, you know, centuries or whatever. I mean, they just put us to shame, really. Okay? But I'll tell you, there's really nice places in the Orient, but, you know, I had trouble reading what they were. Okay?
Hi, would you ever advise your daughter to go into the Army? Do you think it'd be safe for her?
Well, she's already learned how to give orders, and actually, I was really hoping that she would, but not the Army. I told her to go to the Air Force or the Navy, and definitely not the Marines. But what I have found is she picks up stuff that I never realized that she learns, and now I'm being a counselor, and I think now she'd be a pretty good counselor myself. But yes, no, without a doubt. If my daughter wanted to go in the military, but she'd have to go in as an officer. I wouldn't let her go in as an enlisted, okay?
Thank you.
College first. Okay?
Hi, I'm Brooklyn from Boone County, and if, in your personal opinion, do you think it would be a better world if the women ran it?
Without a doubt. What I have found out is that, believe it or not, what God has given us, it's nurturing, it's caring. Those things run countries and they keep them around for a long, long time, and they keep them healthy, and they keep them well-spirited, okay? And as a commander, until I had her, hi Charlie, until I had Charlie, I was single, and I was not. I was okay as a commander. Okay, I really was. But until I became a mother, until I realized that I'm doing everything for my next generation more so than ever before, I became a better commander. I became a better leader, because now it's that nurturing thing that just kicks in when women have that men don't have, okay? You know? Yeah. So answer your question? Yeah.
I would like to say, second that thank you, because seeing a successful, amazing woman that has overcome that female stereotype empowers us all, and I would like to ask Girl State to rise and give her another standing ovation. And from all of us here at Girl State, we have a little gift for you. Yes, you did. And these are all Missouri products.